Number 10. OG Luigi. When he was first introduced, Luigi was just an alternate character for the second player to play as. He had just about as little personality as possible since you really just used him to run and jump and die. However, I think it's important to include the original version because it's just so crazy how much technology has progressed since the 80s. As fun as the original games are, and as mind-blowing as it would have been back when it first came out, I'm definitely glad to be a gamer nowadays rather than 30 years ago. Number 9. Negative Zone Luigi. Negative Zone Luigi is seen in Super Smash Bros. Brawl when Luigi uses his final smash. This turns everything, including himself, into negative versions, like the negatives of a photograph. When he uses this move, he shows off his sexy dancing moves, enthralling his enemies trapped within the void. I like this version because I can totally relate. Every time I dance, people just stare open mouthed. I assume it's because I'm a great dancer. Number 8. Cat Luigi. This one's here just because it's so freaking cute. It doesn't let him shoot fire or fly, but what it does let him do is look like an adorable little kitty. Introduced in Super Mario 3D World, Luigi could use the Super Bell to change into his feline form, gaining the ability to pounce on enemies and climb walls with the agility of a cat. It's definitely useful in-game, but besides the Spider-Man wall climbing, it's just plain cute. And frankly, sometimes being cute is all it takes to get on this list. Number 7. Baby Luigi. This may come as no surprise, and if you saw the alternate Mario video, this definitely comes as no surprise. But no alternative Luigi video would be complete without talking about his good old baby form. Baby Luigi was introduced in Yoshi's Island, and he was arguably even cuter than Baby Mario. Something about how long his face is just hits me right in the ovaries. There isn't a ton to say about him, he's a baby version of Luigi. What else can I say? He cries a lot. He probably goes poo-poo in a diaper. Screw it. Next. Number 6. Fox Luigi. Fox Luigi is basically Luigi's version of Raccoon Mario. When Luigi uses a super leaf, rather than turning into a raccoon like Mario, he turns into something totally different, basically the exact same, a fox. Despite the super radical change, Luigi gains similar powers to Mario when using this power-up, often able to jump higher and float through the air longer than normal. Here's my question. Why would you make Mario and Luigi transform into a raccoon and a fox respectively when they gain flying abilities? It just doesn't make sense. Why not use a gliding animal like a bat or a flying squirrel? I never understood what raccoons and foxes have to do with flying. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comments because I'm stumped. I'm sure there's a reason. Number 5. Luigi's Mansion Luigi. This is a version of Luigi who finally got to step away from the shadow of his famous brother, not counting the less popular Mario is missing. In Luigi's Mansion, Mario has been taken and Luigi needs to get him back. The only problem is he basically has to become a Ghostbuster, and he's terrified of ghosts. Luigi manages to face his fears, suck up a bunch of ghosts, and save Mario if you didn't rage quit in the 5th mission of the Treacherous Mansion. He doesn't really look different from the usual Luigi since he kinda is the usual Luigi, but I think this counts as an alternate version because we get to see so much more of who he is as a character, and he actually gets to do stuff on his own. Plus, as I said, he's basically a Ghostbuster, which is awesome. Number 4. Cosmic Luigi. If you watched our video on alternative versions of Mario, you'll know that Mario had a cosmic version of himself against whom he raced. But guess what happened if you entered a Cosmic Comet Galaxy with Luigi in Super Mario Galaxy? That's right, you race against Cosmic Luigi. Cosmic Luigi looks similar to Cosmic Mario, but is harder to beat, often taking shortcuts and using long jumps. If you thought Cosmic Mario was a nightmare, you clearly haven't faced off against Cosmic Luigi. And yes, his voice is annoying as hell too. Number 3. Luigi from the Super Mario World TV show. This version is quite different from the others because his voice is totally different. Rather than having the usual Luigi voice where he talks like this, the Luigi had a deeper, more obviously Brooklyn accent, and he had sweet moves. This Luigi really did have a story of his own, even telling a relatively famous tale of how he came to be Mama Luigi after finding Yoshi. It's great to see Luigi get his moment in the sun. Cue the music. God, I love Gallivant. Number 2. Live action Luigi. The Luigi in the live action non-pornographic movie was played by John Leguizamo, and he was not great, which was pretty disappointing. Not just because he didn't look or sound particularly like Luigi, but also because the movie was just a steaming turd. Okay, I might be exaggerating a bit, but it was super disappointing. It did, however, bring about the absolute worst porn parody ever, which brings me to my next point. Brace yourself. Number 1. Hornio Brothers Luigi. Yep, if you watch the Mario video, you'll know all about the porn parody of Mario, Super Hornio Brothers. If you didn't watch that video, go watch it. Sheesh. In this amazing piece of cinema, Luigi, or Orneo Horneo was played by T.T. Boy, and while he was less gross and hairy than Ron Jeremy, he made up for it by being an even worse actor. Nintendo hated this movie and its sequel so much that they bought the rights and halted distribution just so they could keep people from seeing them. That's when you know your movie's crap, when people pay you money to not watch it.
And at number 10 is Donkey Kong Jr. Donkey Kong Jr. made his debut in 1982 in the follow-up arcade game to the first Donkey Kong game. He's the protagonist in the Donkey Kong Jr. game, where now you've got to rescue your father, Donkey Kong, from the captivity that Mario has placed him in out of revenge. Sometimes known as just Jr., this character tends to be a transitional character in the sense that Rare, the developers of Donkey Kong Country, have stated that Jr. is actually Donkey Kong himself. But in Super Smash Bros. Brawl and Donkey Kong Country Returns, it's stated that the current DK is the original DK's grandson, which means Jr. is the current Donkey Kong's father. Whoa. How's that for a family hierarchy for ya? And at number 9 is Bluster Kong. This Kong originates from the Donkey Kong animated series, and is the comic relief of the show. I mean, take a look at him. That hair, that stash, oh boy. So Bluster is the owner of the Barrel Works factory, and he's a prissy rich boy who's a bit of a coward. He's also kinda gross too. He's constantly hitting on Candy Kong, who's Donkey Kong's girlfriend, and he's always trying to impress her. But generally most of the things that he does leads to disaster. And do you guys remember Leo Lester? His suave alter ego that managed to win everyone over? Yeah, that hair though. And at number 8 is the Pixels Donkey Kong. Jumping over to a film that most of us wish we couldn't remember, our number 8 spot goes to the only good thing in that train wreck of a movie, Pixels, Donkey Kong's cameo. And you gotta admit, it looked pretty cool. Adam Sandler and all the other actors who were dragged into this film face off against him. And I think I speak for everyone when I say I sincerely wanted one of those barrels to knock the crap out of them. And at number 7 is Candy Kong. Candy is Donkey Kong's girlfriend. Both the Kongs and the Kremlins alike think that she's one of the most beautiful beings alive. Most of what we know about Candy Kong is from the German manual of Donkey Kong 64, strangely enough, and from the animated series, although she does help DK out on several missions in the games. She has a love of music and is very serious about her fitness regimes, and she's a bit of a firecracker. She's also the first female character to appear in the Donkey Kong series. And at number 6 is Ninja Kong. Ninja makes this list because, well, look at him. He's so damn cool. Aside from having a killer aesthetic, Ninja Kong is the ruler of the Durian Kingdom, and he's the third Kong boss that DK has to defeat in Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, the game he also makes his first appearance in. He's one of the more physically stronger opponents that crosses DK's path. And fun fact, the Japanese translation of his name actually means Samurai Kong. And at number 5 is Funky Kong. Speaking of cool, I feel like this Kong is the epitome of it in the DK universe. He's basically Chill Kong. Like if someone created him today, they would totally name him Chill Kong. Yep, I said it. I am so sorry. Bro Kong. Funky is one of Donkey Kong's best friends and first appeared in Donkey Kong Country as the owner of Funky's Flights. His Funky Barrel helps teleport you across the island to areas you've already cleared too. And Funky's Fishing in the Game Boy Advance version of Donkey Kong Country? Yeah, need I say more? Funky isn't overly keen on being an adventurer like the rest of the Kongs, but he's still as energetic as the rest, and tends to spend his days surfing and tinkering or building various objects. And at number 4 is Dixie Kong. Another female character on our list, Dixie Kong is the first playable female character in the DK series. She's Diddy Kong's girlfriend and Tiny Kong's older sister, and she's actually been a playable character in almost all of the Donkey Kong games she's appeared in, 15 out of 17 of them, and even got her own spin-off games long before other Nintendo star Princess Peach did. In her first appearance, she helps Diddy save a kidnapped DK, fighting off gremlins, aquatic animals, and even ghosts. And at number 3 is Cranky Kong. You guys know that old cliche about old people getting away with whatever the hell they want? Well, Cranky Kong is the epitome of that at times, being DK's fourth wall-breaking, constantly complaining grandfather. Cranky was quite the rambunctious Kong back in his day, and was actually the original Donkey Kong, which is something we'll be talking about later on in this list. And he retired from being Donkey Kong after Donkey Kong 64. He then appears in his cranky glory during Donkey Kong Country, giving DK advice, and in this game, without a fee. And at number 2 is Diddy Kong. Diddy is a spider monkey and DK's sidekick and nephew. First appearing in Donkey Kong Country, he was entrusted with Donkey Kong's banana horde, but ends up getting kidnapped by Kremlins, causing Donkey Kong to set off on an adventure to save him. The tables are turned in DK Country 2 though, when he has to save his uncle. And fun fact, developer Rare decided to name him Diddy Kong because of the British slang word diddy, which means small. In terms of reception, he was perceived to be similar to Scrappy-Doo from the Scooby-Doo series, but others felt that his inclusion along with other characters made the DK games less appealing. But fans really dug him, so much so that he got his own spin-off games, including Diddy Kong Racing. And finally, in our number 1 spot is 8-bit Donkey Kong. While we didn't want to duplicate any Kongs on this list, we do have to give our number 1 spot to the version of Donkey Kong that started it all, a young cranky Kong in his 8-bit glory from the 1981 Donkey Kong arcade game. This game featured him as an antagonist, you know the one, an 8-bit Kong throwing barrels down at a nameless carpenter, who would later on turn out to be Mario, but at the time Jumpman, who's running up those inclines and ladders to save his lady, his girlfriend, who would later be renamed Pauline. DK didn't have a whole lot going on due to the pixel resolution of the small sprites. But he did smirk every time the player lost. The game was inspired by the 1933 King Kong film and Beauty and the Beast, which explains a lot about Donkey Kong's more rash behavior in the game. Also, fun fact, this was the first instance of a damsel in distress trope in video games, making it a huge inspiration for games to come later on.
Number 10. Metal Mario. Metal Mario was a villain in the N64 Super Smash Bros. Game, and he was such a jerk. Now, on the really high difficulties, it can be really hard to get the bugger off the damn edge. If he actually goes off the edge, then you're good because he drops like a rock, but it's tough to make him budge. That said, being Metal Mario ain't all it's cracked up to be. Sure, it's useful in Mario 64, but in later Smash games, we were able to pick up the metal box, allowing us to turn to metal ourselves, and we learned the hard truth about being metal in Smash Bros. There's nothing more frustrating than accidentally going off the edge, only to instantly plunge down to the bottom and die. Ugh. Number 9. Paper Mario. Paper Mario is a version of Mario that, well, that's made of paper. Bet you didn't see that coming. But I bet you never guessed what game he was in. Yeah, you're right, Paper Mario. Good guess. In Paper Mario, the 2D version of our favorite mustache man was adventuring to release his friends from playing cards, gaining different powers as he proceeds. It might look like it was just Nintendo trying to save money by making things 2D, but Paper Mario is actually a pretty neat version of the guy, and it's pretty cool how the game takes advantage of the two-dimensional nature of the character. Number 8. Mega Mario. This one's pretty frickin' epic, and is found in a number of Mario games. By picking up the Mega Mushroom, Mario turns into Mega Mario, growing to an enormous size and gaining the ability to straight up crush anyone and anything in his path. This would be pretty useful in real life, but it would also be terrifying to see an enormous Italian plumber strolling down the street destroying buildings and crushing people. Either way, it's a damn strong power up for Mario, and he puts it to good use in game. Number 7. Cosmic Mario. Cosmic Mario was introduced in Super Mario Galaxy, and he looks super cool, kinda like he's made up of space itself. Cosmic Mario would appear when Mario entered a galaxy with a cosmic comet orbiting it, and he would challenge Mario to a race to the Power Star. And you better win, because otherwise you have to try again and try to ignore the incredibly annoying high-pitched voice of Cosmic Mario, which is almost as bad as the na 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 guy from Spyro. Number 6. Fire Flower Mario. When Mario activates a flower power-up, his shirt turns white, overalls turn red, and most importantly, he gains the ability to shoot big old fireballs. This is one of the best known versions, both due to the prevalence of it in the various Super Mario games, but also the fact that Mario uses his fireballs in the Super Smash games. It's gotten to the point where a lot of people think Mario can always shoot fire, which really speaks to how popular this version of Mario is. Number 5. Jumpman. This one might be a bit controversial since there's a group of people who think Jumpman is Mario's dad rather than Mario himself, but I'll talk about that in a later video, so for now I'll take the Jumpman is Mario position. In the original Donkey Kong game, you played as Jumpman, who had a big mustache, overalls, and a hat, so basically Mario. Considering it was such an early video game, he wasn't exactly the most artistically beautiful version, but he's pretty cool. And this game set a standard for the future. Apparently a mouth would be too hard to make since it'd be so small, so that's why they made him with a mustache. The more you know. Number 4. Baby Mario. First appearing in Yoshi's Island, Baby Mario is the baby form of everyone's favorite Italian plumber. With a big nose, enormous hat, and a huge splash of cuteness, Baby Mario has been in a bunch of titles since his introduction. Given his cuteness and youth, Baby Mario is particularly popular with children, and at the risk of sounding sexist, with the ladies. But I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty sick in Mario Tennis. So fast. Number 3. Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario really changed things up for Mario, and not just because he was dressed like a doctor. His first game and sequels that followed took a step away from the arcade-style side-scrolling games to do more of a Tetris-style game, using pills. Dr. Mario became a super popular version, even getting his own character in Super Smash Bros. Even though I never really liked playing as him in Smash Bros, the Dr. Mario games are classics, and definitely make the character a classic in my eyes. Number 2. Live-action Mario. Yep, there was a live-action Super Mario Bros movie.
They're brothers.
Yep, it was awful.
Come and get it, lizard breath!
Yep, you're probably gonna go watch it now. In this movie, Mario was played by Bob Hoskins, and I gotta say, as terrible as the film was, Bob Hoskins was an incredible choice for Mario, just because I've never seen someone who looked so damn much like Mario. He didn't sound much the same, but that's to be expected considering the cartoonish voice Mario normally has. I won't get into everything wrong with the movie right now, since I'm sure it wouldn't dissuade you from watching it anyway. Go ahead, it's your funeral.
Super Mario Brothers. This ain't no game.
Number 1. Ron Jeremy Mario. Okay, this is simultaneously the best version of Mario ever and the most vile version ever, but here goes. In the 1993 classic porn film Super Hornio Brothers, The part of Mario was played by none other than Ron Jeremy. And in case you're trying to figure out if he was all old and gross by 1993, he was. I can't say I've personally watched the movie, but in researching this video I was subjected to pictures from it, and let me tell you, you do not want to watch this movie. It will just make you hate Mario. I'd suggest just reveling in the fact that this movie exists. But if you insist on watching it and want to avoid the nudity, there's actually a porn-free version that I'll link down below. The acting's still terrible, but at least you don't have to see Ron Jeremy naked.
And at number 10 is Eddie the Mean Old Yeti. Starting off our list is a member of the Kong family that isn't technically a Kong, even though he really looks like one. He's a Yeti, but he's basically an inverted version of Donkey Kong. So Eddie the Mean Old Yeti exclusively appeared in the Donkey Kong TV series, where he lives up in the White Mountains and was a supporting character in grander plots on the show. Generally he comes off, well, a little not the sharpest tool in the shed. But eventually he does grow to adore DK, calling him cool. While he only played a major role in 2 episodes, he reoccurs often throughout the rest of the series, and at one point he does appear in 1 episode as DK's guardian angel Yeti. Cute. And at number 9 is Wrinkly Kong. Wrinkly Kong is, you guessed it, wrinkly. She's the elderly gorilla wife of Cranky Kong, and first appeared in Donkey Kong Country 2, being in charge of Kong College, spelt with a K. She's usually a positive sign to players in the games, giving advice and also appearing in Wrinkly's Save Cave, where you can save your game and deposit banana birds. But things take a turn for the worse for her after Donkey Kong Country 3, since after that she appears as a ghost, meaning she died at some point, off screen. She ends up giving you advice in Donkey Kong 64, telling DK not to be afraid because of her appearance. And at number 8 is Sumo Kong. The ruler of the Starfruit Kingdom in Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, Sumo Kong is a very hefty Kong. Similar to a few other Kongs on this list, he was put under the Ghastly King's spell. He's got a scar across his face, and his name in Japanese means 100-strong Kong. Considering his appearance and name were inspired by sumo wrestlers, it makes sense. He's also the only Kong in Jungle Beat who doesn't have a distinct hairstyle, which is just kinda neat. And at number 7 is Tiny Kong. Arguably the cutest Kong on this list, Tiny is the sister of Dixie, and the youngest Kong to be featured in any of the Donkey Kong media in the franchise. Initially she was quite tiny, but now she's actually exceeded the height of Dixie. She's also appeared in a slew of DK games, from Donkey Kong 64 to Diddy Kong Racing to Donkey Kong Barrel Blast, and even a few Mario games to boot. And number 6 is Kiddy Kong. Kiddy is a giant toddler gorilla who acts as Dixie's sidekick in Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. He takes after Donkey Kong with his mischievous ways of always managing to get into trouble, and for a toddler, well, he's quite the sturdy beast. And considering his brother is another hefty Kong that we'll be looking at later on in this list, it makes sense how he ended up being such a big baby. Physically, that is. And fun fact, he's known as Dinky Kong in Japan. I can see why the name didn't carry over to North America. And at number 5 is Karate Kong. Old and powerful, Karate Kong is the ruler of the Pineapple Kingdom in Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. He was placed under the spell of Ghastly King, and once the spell is broken, he's back on the side of good. Even though he's a little on the older side, Karate Kong knows how to bust a move, and is capable of some pretty powerful flying kicks. And at number 4 is Kung Fu. Another character who only ever appears in the animated Donkey Kong series, Kung Fu is a master of martial arts and challenges DK for his title, but turns out he's not as tough as his name implies, losing to DK pretty easily. How does Donkey Kong win though? Turns out Kung Fu is afraid of the dark.
Why, Kung Fu's afraid of the dark!
And after that, we never see him again. Hope he didn't get lost in the dark and die or something. I don't know, maybe there's some weird dark thing going on with these characters, considering Wrinkly Kong is a ghost and died off screen. I don't know, man. I don't know. Some creepy Donkey Kong going on here. And at number 3 is Lanky Kong. Lanky is a distant cousin of DK's. His species is a Sumatran orangutan, and he was one of the 5 playable Kongs in Donkey Kong 64. Lanky is unfortunately not the most stylish of the Kong clan, often lacking a lot of grace.
He has no style. He has no grace. This Kong has a funny face.
He's appeared in multiple DK games, but Donkey Kong 64 was really his most notable appearance, in which he's freed by DK in the Angry Aztec level. Once playable, his weapon of choice is the Grape Shooter, and his orang stand move allows him to walk on his hands and climb steep slopes. And pretty damn fast, might I add. And at number 2 is Chunky Kong. Introduced as one of the playable Kongs in Donkey Kong 64, Chunky weighs in at 2,000 pounds and isn't the biggest fan of heights. He's a tad juvenile and cowardly, and a bit slow, and has a tendency to miss things. But all of those characteristics kinda make him super adorable.
He can't jump high, but this Kong's one hell of a guy.
That being said, the potion allows him to go hunky chunky, which turns him gigantic, and his primate punch can smash down walls and some doors. Also, he's the older brother of Kiddy Kong and the cousin to Dixie and Tiny Kong. And finally, in at number 1 is Swanky Kong. Swanky first appears in Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest, where he hosts a TV show called Swanky's Bonus Bonanza. The game was an opportunity to win more lives, with a series of questions Diddy and Dixie had to answer, all concerning the gameplay. He then appeared in Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie's Long Double Trouble, after Crocodile Island was destroyed. And his game show was back too, this time making players face off against Cranky Kong with rewards of bear coins and banana bunches. Swanky's appearance has always been, well, for lack of a better term, swanky. Look at how he dresses. He even once had a diamond-topped cane. While his exact relations to DK have never been confirmed, some fans have speculated that Swanky is Donkey Kong's brother due to their similar physical appearance.